Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Apex Racing TV, and welcome to round 2 of the Sim Racers World GT Series, brought to you by DynamiXX Paintball and Racing Experience. Please go check those guys out. But welcome. I'm joined by Ryan Walker, Smoothie Kumo in the on the cameras as well. But yeah, Ryan. Round 2, we had great fun last time out. It was, of course, at Silverstone, and well, we saw some dominant performances. But what we were quite surprised about was that actually the classes were very, very close. We had some really good standout performances from some of the representative class leaders, if you would have it, really. And you know, we had some bronze drivers really mixing it up in the top 10, as well as the silver guys really sort of showing their thing. And so far in practice, so tonight here at Daytona, well, it's looking a bit more dominant for the gold class drivers out there right now, and the bronze are toward the bottom, and your silvers are kind of mixing it in the middle. So I guess they've had a little bit more practice, and they're going to try and put the relative classes in their places tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Good evening, Alex. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, Silverstone. Silverstone seemed to throw up a bit of a shock, or a mix-up, you could say. Yeah, all the classes weren't as spread out, and they were actually really close together, as you mentioned, and no one really got away from anyone. And just yeah, there was some shock results at Silverstone, and also some great racing as well to kick off the season. And I think with Daytona as well, and yeah, Daytona and the long straights is especially. I think it could be. I think the slipstream could come into effect around here.
Well, I think it's going to make a huge effect tonight as well. So now I know there has been a little bit of a shout out from the league to try and get Sam Fitzpatrick into these broadcasts as well. So I have asked him, and I'll try and get him in here as well. Of course, you're yet to experience Adam Bath's commentary as well, and I have to say he's second to none. So once again, though, I'm covering Adam because I sent him to Scotland to do a review video of some monitors. So apologies, yeah, I pinched him again this week, but yeah, as of next week, I think we will get Adam back in the booth, and hopefully Sam Fitzpatrick will join Ryan as well. So we'll have a full crew for next week. But yeah, we'll listen to you guys, and I'm trying to get him in. So it was a bit short notice when I PM'd him later. So, but yeah, it'd be nice to get Sam in there. So yeah, just looking at times at the moment, see how close they are. I mean, the intervals are ridiculous at the moment. There's absolutely nothing in them. Practice times. So Javier Garcia for VRO is leading the way in the practice time. Bod Lund as well in CMR esports car, just 600ths of a second behind him. So lots of drivers in the 41s. Well, I say 3 drivers in the 41s and lots of drivers in the 42. So it's going to be very close. So 1 second gap takes us down to about 16th place. So I'm thinking, Ryan, like you said, with the draft and everything tonight, the huge, you know, tiny little margins that we've got out there as well, and just the huge straights, I think we're going to see some pretty big trains out there. A lot of slipstream trains throughout the hour-long race. Will it separate apart? I don't know. It's going to be an interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it could be. I think it could be maybe similar to Silverstone last week. I don't think any of the classes will separate in the early stages of this race. Just with the straights being so long, and I think most of these drivers, I'm guessing anyway, might be using kind of low downforce, or they might be trying medium downforce, just kind of. So they've got some lowest downforce for the straights, but also they've got some downforce for the infield section as well, especially with some of the corners being high speed. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what some of these guys are doing downforce wise.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm looking at the graphic on screen right now as well. I mean, there are some variations of speed out there as well. Fastest speed we've got, I can see on that list right now, 297 kilometers now from Steve Clates. Thank you, Smoothie, for switching to him just there. And that's kind of what we expect. I think that the Ferrari's good wouldn't be the fastest in a straight line. Now, Steve obviously very quick last week. He got caught up in a couple of incidents, unfortunately. Which is what set him back, but definitely one that think is going to move, going to be able to go towards the front. Now, I'm looking at practice. He's only done 1.3 laps so far in practice, so not very long. He's only got 2 minutes to go. So hopefully he's done some prep work off camera that we haven't seen, because yeah, he's going to be playing catch up otherwise. But yeah, as we jump on board with him, little graphic on the bottom right, you can see the sort of speeds that we're getting at. Obviously down this back straight, got the chicane, which is approaching very, very fast. Down into third gear for Steve Platt. I thought he was just going to go to fourth for a moment. Focus on getting a good exit. And then you've got this huge, huge, long straight. I say straight, but flat out section of circuit. Keep the car pinned as close as you can get to the yellow lines, just to make the distance as short as possible. We'll see what he gets. No draft, so this will make a difference. I think some of those fastest speeds that we've seen will obviously be with draft. You can see there's going to be quite a difference, because he's only 280. We're going to get 282? No, 281 for the braking zone. So that kind of gives you an idea, Ryan, there. We're looking at perhaps somewhere along the lines of about 16, 17 kilometers an hour difference in straight line speed with the draft here. It's going to be pretty difficult to defend that.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially especially with the cars being so close together. I think it's going to be difficult in the race for people to try and fend off one another as well. So I think it's I think the early stages of the race, it's just going to be a matter of just settling down and just seeing how the race pans out. And also, I think tonight there could be some people, depending on if they're stuck in traffic, maybe some people will try and do something different with the pit strategy.
I think you're pretty much guaranteed there's going to be some alternate strategies out there, just people trying to hop in, get out of the draft a bit early if they can. Definitely makes sense, I think.
Yeah, I think I believe we're just switching over to qualifying now, just as we speak.
Yeah, indeed. I'm just checking things out here. But yeah, so practice is over. I say those drivers that didn't get many laps in, it's time to show us what they were doing, see how they were sandbagging.
Also, just one point I want to mention as well. I think some of these guys are. I think from what I've heard, some of these guys are will be taking part in the iRacing the Daytona 24 Hours as well this weekend. So yeah, this is it's a perfect opportunity in a way to get some extra practice.
Yeah, when I spoke to Ian on Facebook, he really mentioned that they targeted this race to link in with the Daytona 24. So exactly that. I think he spoke after the race as well, didn't he? Saying it was important to give the guys, you know, the opportunity to practice for that event and have it be part of their series. So sensible planning. And yeah, I think actually this would probably be one of the most competitive ones, because there's a lot of people out there right now practicing for that Daytona 24.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think yeah, just I love this view of Daytona. We're just looking at it right now, it's just it gives you, or it sort of gives you an idea of what the track's like from different angles of around here. And I think I don't know why, for me, anytime I've raced around Daytona, it's just the infield section. It's just one of those one section of the track I love, just because it's just it just seems to have that flowing feel to it.
You're right, it does flow beautifully actually, and I think this is why it does make for a great sort of endurance circuit. And I think they were, you know, it's going to be packed come the Daytona 24. First, obviously, full day to night transition race that iRacing have done. So yeah, that'll be mega. Let's hope, fingers crossed, we have no server crashes or anything else like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think yeah, Bram Vanteven, hopefully I pronounced that right. Yeah, he's just on his qualifying lap. Yeah, a few cars run wide at turn one to kick off qualifying. Let's yeah, turn one.
That's a heavy hit. Yeah, don't want to do that. So just looking at conditions out there at the moment. So we're 19 degrees track temp. And relatively humid, so But just having a look at the time of day, and we are first thing in the morning at the moment, so it's equivalent to sort of 8:15 in the morning. So could be PM, of course, but I'm pretty sure it's done on a 24-hour clock. So track temperature is only going to get hotter as this race goes on. But of course, it is an hour, so it's not going to vary a great deal. But it will make enough of a difference. Just wanted to quickly point out as well, for those that didn't tune in yesterday, of course, we have 3 classes tonight. The gold, silver and bronze. There is an overall championship going on. Of course, I won't go into too much detail about the championship standings because it's pretty much as the race was, race results last week, but we'll bring those to you in the following rounds. But yeah, so obviously gold, silver and bronze, fairly easy to pick out who is in which category on our live timing overlay. They have the relevant little slash next to their names. But yeah, so we'll be keeping an eye on the individual battles within class and as well as the overall championship as well. Qualifying times starting to come in. Javier Garcia looking good already straight off the bat. Not as quick as he went in practice, although we have got the Atomic Motorsport of Yef into the lead, resuming his position from where it was or where he left off last week. So showing that that Mercedes has got some straight line speed as well. So I'm going to be interested to see where the Ferrari drivers really pop up. Yeah, everybody out on track at the moment. Sorry, Brian, keep cutting you off.
That's no problem. Yeah, I think from the practice side on yesterday in the Ferrari, even though it was a GT version, I think the Ferrari around here, it seems to be stable around here, but in a straight line, it seems to be really quick as well. But I think with these cars being GT3 cars in this series, I think it'll be interesting to see what car seems to be the one to have around here. I think just watching the times at the moment, I think the Mercedes could be the car to have around here.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I haven't heard a lot about the GT3 BOP. I wondered those guys in the chat if you could sort of spread some of the of your experiences where it stands right now, because a lot of people really focusing on the GTE cars, a lot of series switching over to the GTE, and the BOP is pretty decent on those. So yeah, they've always struggled, I think, with so many cars on the GT3 gear to get it absolutely spot on. So it'll be interesting to know what people think out there. Dan McCauley obviously had a good race meeting last week, and he's out there again. Whereabouts is he right now? Obviously sitting top, silver driver as well, but 5th place overall for tonight. That's pretty decent considering he's in the EMW, and no matter what they do to the BOP of that car, it's absolutely going to be the slowest one in a straight line.
Yeah, I would have to say I've done some races with the BMW in the past. I haven't raced in anything to do with GT3 cars for quite a few years. But from any time I have done a race, the BMW it's always been my preferred choice in GT3 racing. Just because it's not because it's nothing to do with speed, but just because I just seem to be I feel more comfortable with it. Just because it seems to hand most corners it seems to handle real well, and it's just it seems to be one of those cars that if you're not really that quick like myself, yeah, it seems to be one of those cars that you can just jump into and just go jump in and go racing, and just it's not too difficult to set up either, I've found.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment to have. It definitely seems to be a nice sort of car to like you say, just to jump in and drive. I think to really extract those super fast lap times out of it, that's where it becomes difficult. But you know, if you're sort of pushing towards you know, a sort of time that was maybe like a half a second off of like what some of the really quick guys can do, it's kind of easier to get there. But yeah, extracting that last half a second is where it becomes quite difficult. But you jump in one of some of the other cars, and it's not always easy to to get it set up. Like the Audi for me, I remember was very, very complex to get it to handle and be quite forgiving at the same time as well, and get decent lap times out of it. It was like the holy grail setup. Just yeah, never really seemed to exist, but occasionally you could stumble across it.
Yeah, absolutely. As yeah, we're just looking at Stevens Van Buell at the moment, currently in third place overall, and yeah, seems to be doing a good job with the BMW. So the BMW doesn't seem to be off the pace, or doesn't seem to be affected by any BLP stuff as it stands at the moment.
And Van Buren, he had a good run last week. Of course, there are brothers in this, and I wasn't 100% sure which one actually had the better meeting. So just having a quick look actually on the overall standings to get me an idea. So it was actually Ruben that had the better meeting. Currently sat in 12th place. Thanks, Sam. And yeah, so just a bit further behind at the moment. He's got a 142.86, and his brother a 142.05. So, you know, nearly 0.8 of a second between the two drivers at the moment. Definitely, yeah, definitely going to be some banter going on there. You know, anytime there's 0.8, I'd be certainly giving them some stick. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's always good to see. It's always good to see family. How can I say family relatives or family members racing in the same league together or same series. I also believe that I think it was in the BSR MX5 series last season. We had what was it, Tobias and Alex Tierney racing together. So yeah, it's always good to see the family members racing together. So yes, so for me anyway, the sim racing it seems to be it's not always about doing well or getting good results. It's always good to have the people that are or family that's interested in the same thing. So yeah, it's always good to see that sort of thing in sim racing.
And of course, you are right. They are indeed brothers, but more than that, as well, they're identical twins. So
I never
I
knew
know
that.
that. Yeah, that's always quite confusing. Now it almost caught me. Well, I have to say it almost caught me out. It did catch me out at the Sim Racing Expo the first time. I was like, "Come again?" I was like, hey, what?" So which one is which? So yeah, that was really interesting. And then there's a couple other like little family sort of racers now. I think in the Rippertech series, I might have touched on this last week as well. There's Russ Ruddock and Michael Ruddock. So they're father and son, which is a great combo. I mean, I love the fact that my father gets involved with my sim racing because he's basically my spotter. He really enjoys doing that. He tries to watch every race that I do that's broadcasted, or you know, if he comes on as a spotter and he's got his own account just so he can watch the races. And like I say, he's my pit crew when I was doing the World Championship. And yeah, I just love that fact that, you know, some of the dads and things like that get involved as well. So
That was also brings me on to my other point as well. I believe Antoine Higlin, him and his dad's involved with each other in sim racing as well. I think Pascal helps him out with race engineering or something like that.
exactly, yeah, Antoine Pascal and me and my dad are like literally we're the same, you know. Pascal loves getting involved in it all, you know. So there was one time though I remember that the two dads were more active on the forum than what me and Pascal, me and Antoine were, which yeah, I did have a chuckle about. Just
Yeah, it
currently
reminds.
looking at our pole sitter. He hasn't improved any, but he did just improve his final sector the previous lap. So still pushing hard out there. Looking at a
Yeah,
141.513 that he'll need to beat. Times have improved. We have only got two drivers in the 41s this time around. So practice we did have three. So a lot of drivers still in the 42s. Like I said, the 1 second gap goes down to 11th, well 10th place really. So it's not not quite as close as it was in practice, but let's say that's not going to stay. 1:41.75 for that time, so not quite an improvement.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the lap times now from I think just like from about first place down to round about the 15th or 16th place, and it's really close. So yeah, it looks like all these GT3 cars, every one of them is evenly matched. So yeah, it's no one's really getting away, or no one's really dominating in qualifying. So it seems to be really close.
Yeah, Sebastian out there as well. So in the Sim Racers World Cup, like you say, he is at 1.25 seconds behind our pole sitter right now. So it is very close. And if you look at the drivers that are clustered around him right now as well, that is extremely close. Sort of behind him as well, 0.6 of a second is back another sort of 10, 12 places. So needs to be on his toes, keep trying to improve in the closing laps, because he could find himself dropping down pretty quickly, especially if we get a random cloud or something like that that might give the drivers that little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, yeah, that was about to bring me on to my next point as well with this day to night transition coming in from I know you yourself, Alex, you're racing the Neo Endurance series. What's used as a day to night transition, or yeah, does it affect the setup in any way? Does it affect anything like tire pressures or grip, or is there any changes that you have to make during the race, the long races such as the Neo races, as the stint goes on, or as the race goes on, or is it just basically just take it as it comes?
No, it definitely, I mean, obviously you can't change the car too much. I mean, yes, you can tweak pressures a little bit if the track temp does drop to a crazy level, but I think to a point where we're still running very low pressures as a default pro tip there. But what seemed to be different was the fact that you have to take into consideration that if you're on a track that's going to get cooler as you go on through the race, and grip levels are going to naturally increase, then you can't really set your car up to say, right, well, let's practice just in what we get at the start of the race, because you've got to look at the big picture in terms of, is this setup going to be faster than, in this weather at this time of the day, or is this setup? And you kind of got to find the best setup that's going to be quickest over the whole stint. So I know in one of the Neo races, we were the only car running a lower downforce trim, and it was by far the best way to go. Had we, like I said, not had damage, we'd have won by miles. But yeah, it's just one of those things. But it's you've got to definitely think about when the race starts now, compared to just kind of like, when does it start. So you've got to really, to some extent, you've got even more testing to do now than what you had before. Bring back the days. Samuli will remember this as well, like when we were messing around in the IndyCar, when it was just fixed weather all the time, fixed track conditions. It was nice and easy to test. It was super easy. The fixed setup series even better. We just rocked up and raced.
Yeah, that sounds like my perfect. Well, I don't really mind testing for endurance series. I mean, I just for some reason I enjoy jumping in the car and doing. Well, I remember ages ago back in the. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say another sim. Well, yeah.
Of course you can. We're on the Apex Racing TV channel. We're not affiliated with any sim. So yeah, share your story.
Yeah, it was probably back in the old R Factor 1 days when I used to race open wheel cars, and I was actually pretty good. But yeah, as I get older, I'm a bit slower now. Used to
Look
just
who you're talking to, mister. But carry on.
yeah, I used to when I raced open wheel cars, I used to just jump in and do like loads of laps. Like we used to do I'll probably get called sad, but 500. We probably done about 300, 400 laps of practice just because I used to love testing and just messing around with the setup, like tire pressures, camber, downforce, suspension, and all that sort of thing. Just delving into the setup and just trying different things. And yeah, it's something I need to do on iRacing to try and get quicker again. But for me, it's just about jumping in and having fun, and just if I get a good result, then happy days. But yeah, it's I definitely know what you're talking about. It's just you've I've always found that sometimes to try and get a bit more pace out of the setup or the car, you need to try and basically mess around with the setup as much as possible. And I think most teams are having to do that now with this day to night transition coming into effect as well. So yeah, it's definitely it's good to see, and I think it can only be a good thing.
Yeah, I agree. So Japan at the moment currently sat in 18th place in his Ferrari. Now I expected to see Steve Clay's up there a bit further, but clearly hadn't done the kind of practice that we were hoping to see. So maybe he's going to move forward in the race. But yeah, just an outlap I think there for Japan. We're 152. His fastest is a 142 so far. So saved the tyres obviously on the outlap.
Yeah, I was about to say I thought Steve would have been further up the grid, but I mean he's probably I don't know he's probably putting some more practice. They probably put in more practice, but I seem to get that as well. Sometimes I can practice as much as I want to, but I don't seem to be as quick in qualifying. But come the race time, I can get further up through the field. Just for example, when I raced in the roar before the roar before the Daytona 24 event on the last weekend on the Sunday, I didn't qualify. I did some practice, but didn't qualify just because I just wanted to play it safe and start at the back and just see what happened, and managed to just kind of I got in that zone and that mindset of just staying focused and keeping out of trouble, and managed to get further finish up towards the front. So yeah, it seems to be if you practice as much as you want to, it's just sometimes you don't seem to be close to the front or where you want to be, but in the race it just seems to be you can get further up the field.
Checker flag comes out. It was an improvement, I think, for Steve there. That certainly was his best lap, but what was weird, he was up on the high line. So looks like yeah, will be our pole sitter in this one. Got 0.15 gap over Boland at the moment. Gregory behind him. It's all very close up there. Javier Garcia, who was our sort of practice sort of pace setter, in 5th place. Matthias there in 6th as well. So yeah, the gold driver's definitely coming out on top at the moment. Just a few drivers just out there are circulating at the moment, which you can see. But let's keep an eye on Boland right now, see if he can improve. He is looking for 0.15 of a second. I think without the draft, it's going to be very difficult to do. Could have done with that Mercedes being just ahead of him. But let's see what he gets. Maybe he's trying to help his teammate out, because this is it's quite a draft coming up behind.
Yeah, I was going to say the slipstream around here, but it can help massively, and you can gain heaps of time in the slipstream. But it's got to be you've got to be absolutely perfect with the slipstreaming.
So he didn't improve, but somebody who did was his teammate, which was Sebastian, who got the slipstream there as well. So Herbert moved himself up and into 14th place with that last lap. So good, yeah, good teamwork between the two drivers there. That pretty much wraps up qualifying then. And yeah, I don't think there's any surprise. The sort of drivers that really showed themselves as being quick last week are kind of there and thereabouts as well. Just having a look down the order just to see if there's any sort of random surprises. People further down that I would thought would have been further up, but no, really, really not. The only person, yeah, it's just Steve Clays really, who I really expected to really have a run for the pole position in this one. Bart Dahlman in 9th place. He's a driver that can move forward as well. He was very quick last week, obviously in 3rd place in the end. Right then, Ryan, I am going to drop this one on you this time, as I had the pleasure last week. Would you mind just take us through the grid? Just yeah, spot some names, call some names out on there, and we'll get ready for race number 2 of the Sim Racers World GT Series, sponsored by DynamiXX Paintball and Racing Experience.
Yep, absolutely. I'll try and get these names right, and I apologise if I screw them up. But yeah, taking pole position is Jeff Van Dink. In second place is Bob Boland. Alongside him is Gregory Varanks. Fourth is Stins Van Biel. Alongside him is Javier Garcia. Sixth place is Matthias Detites. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Alongside him is in seventh is Daniel McCauley. Eighth place is Andrew Hopley. Ninth place is Bart Delman for Nomad Sim Racing. And round out the top 10 is Nick Shearmans. 11th place is Anton Dupan, and 12th place is Fernando Couto. Alongside him is Ian Roots in 13th. Sebastian Herberer. Kobe Clays in 15th. 16th is Ruben Van Biel. I was about to say Robin there for a second, but anyway, yeah. Chris Barrett in 17th. 18th is Arturo Alvarez. 19th is Lee Dimmer for Sim Mortal. 20th position is Ben Tains. I was trying to think where I'm going. Oh, there we go. 21st is Jeremy Hezels. 22nd Steve Plays. 23rd Roland Moons. 24th Sergio Souza. 25th Stephen DeWolf. 26th is Roy Viverke. 27th brand new. I can't say that. 28th is Benjamin Mears. Recognise him from BSR MX5s. 29th is Israel Marin. 30th is Tees Berg. 31st is Bragans. I can't say that. Is 34th is Stephen Smith. No, 34th is John McComboy, I should say. 34th is Stephen Smith. 35th is Joachim Linertz. 36th is Luke Tice. And alongside him is Lee Woodburn for Excite Racing. 38th is Ralph Just. 39th is Dries Muzdai. 40th Stuart Muscle White, and rounding out the grid is in 41st is Sinad Kokan. Oh, not the best job of pronouncing names, but anyway, yeah, here we go, Alex. Just about to get underway.
Far better than what I would have done, I have to say, mate. So thank you very much for that. But yeah, like I say, the master with the pronunciations will be here next week. So hopefully we'll get them all on point. Right, race number 2 then. Lights are out. There's some good starts. A little bit further back, we're 3 wide already. Going to be heading into turn 1. That is Javier Garcia trying to make up from what was perhaps just not quite the best cue from him. Knows that he could get into those 41, so found himself picking up a couple of places. So yeah, good job. And I think it's Matthias who actually got the best of the runs, that took it 3 wide earlier on. But yeah, Ian Roots just up on screen right now as well, in 12th place, so pretty tasty around there. I haven't seen any issues. I've not seen anyone dropping down the grid massively, apart from Steve Clays. He's shown as -18, so I don't know if he didn't take to the grid, although it looks like he's recovering there. So yeah, possibly some issue. There is a crash going on in the mid pack as well right now. My time on screen is going absolutely insane, so I don't know what happened. A few people around, a few people recovering. Yeah, absolutely just gone crazy.
Yeah, just looking at Tiaz at the moment, he's just recovered as a car spawn as well. Ooh,
4 wide, 3 wide. But yeah,
yeah.
we're all right. I think everyone got through that bit okay. So we'll go back and check our replay in a bit. But I think, yeah, I think importantly, wow, look at the gap out front already. 1 second. I don't know what kind of. There was some battling that went on in the first lap with the front few cars, but that's really let Jeff there just pull away. And clear by a second already. There's still draft. You still got draft. Has Gregory, but it's not as much as what he was going to hope for. So I really expected to see huge trains here to start off with, and no one able to break away. So this front pack that's just got big gaps between them really shocking me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just looking through the pack at the moment. Just currently looking at Bart Daleman, and yeah, he's in the 5th position at the moment, but he's got a big train behind him at the moment.
What happened? 1 second down to nothing in no time whatsoever. We look away, and all of a sudden, Gregory's right on the tail of our leader, and putting the pressure on.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure if Yef made a mistake or not, but yeah, Gregory's just absolutely closed that gap right up to. Oh, as Yef gets sideways on the exit, heading onto the banking. So yeah, I'm not sure if Yef made a mistake or just got. I'm not sure if he got a slowdown. Possibly, there's no way he could have got one through the infield.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, it's cost him couple of little moments there, and finds himself in 2nd place and right in the thick of it. Boland as well, not too far behind, just kind of watching to see what's going on right now between these guys. Garcia right there. Daleman 2.3 seconds back from this group, so he would not have wanted that. He's kind of dragging the whole silver class sort of front runners behind, so Duplan, Nick Schrumans, and Andrew Hopley. It's worth pointing out that Schrumans was technically down as bronze last week, wasn't he? So obviously they've evaluated the classes and just tweaked a few drivers around as needed. So yeah, that was a good call.
Yeah, we've got a 4-way battle for the lead at the moment. We've got
Gregory going for the lead and taking it as well. Boland actually lost down. He went into that straight. Sorry to cut you off there, Ryan. He went into that straight in 1st place and come out of the corner in 3rd. And he's about to lose that as well as Garcia up the inside.
I was optimistic, but a very good move by Garcia. He seen the gap and he went for it, and luckily Boland just seeing him and left him just enough room. So yeah, it's I thought these guys would have settled down and just got into a rhythm at the early stages of this race, but absolutely not. These guys are just going at it, absolutely at it, like cat and dog.
I don't think it's going to stop there as well. Of course, it is an hour race. It's not like a 6-hour endurance, so you're going to expect them to have a little go at each other and try and get some moves done. But something going on there as well. Macaulay involved with something, and yeah, I'm not quite sure what we've got. That's Clay's going by as well. So yeah, issue for Dan, just getting a replay up on screen. Let's see exactly what happened. It's kind of in the middle there, no one around. Is someone going to loop it in front of him? No, he just loses it himself. Coming onto the coming onto the oval, he gets a fair smack from behind, and obviously he has picked up some damage there, but he might be okay. It kind of saved him from losing too many places there, but yeah. Chris Moretta and Van Buell having a little battle side by side. I do love the 7-Up and is that the tic tac? Is it on the side? It's like an old squat.
Yeah, I was about to say 7-Up as well, but I just seen the tic tac logo on the side, and I thought, yeah, it's
sure the 7-Up is on the bonnet. What is that off of a real team? That's got to be a real team livery, surely. Anyone in the chat might know. Let us know who paints their cars like that. Which team? It's got to be, surely.
Teases on the pits as well.
Oh,
whoa!
Had a little look. That was. Oh wow. So, well, yeah. I'm not really sure what that was about then. That was odd to say the least. But pierced into the pits and seemingly retired. Gregory 0.6 of a second behind, so where these guys were all over each other a moment ago, they have to start to build up a little lead again, and yeah, trying to pull away. But this is if we can just stay actually, or perhaps on board with Gregory. Let's see how this gap closes down. 0.6 of a second, just over. And I don't know if there was a physical sort of closure rate that we could see, but battle for third place, side by side then for Boland and Garcia. Garcia has the inside line. Boland tries to sweep around the outside, but can't quite there as Garcia's there. Holds his ground nicely, and yeah, up and into third place. So Q not ideal, but he's up 2 places, and yeah, looking strong, and he'll hope to try and catch up with Gregory in a moment. Nice little battle going on further back as well. This is for 21st place, and that is Dries Lee Woodburn. Got Jochen there too. Oh, who was that? That was Ronald Moons. Moons upside down. Don't know what happened to Moons. Having a little battle. Not sure who that was he was battling with, but they went a bit wide. Moons lost the rear end. I think he's just going to get speared off, isn't he? Yeah, bang. Exactly. One of the BMWs hits him, so nowhere for them to go. Not that person's fault, unfortunately. Moons, yeah, lost it and paid the ultimate price for it.
Yeah, but just looking at Lee Woodburn at the moment, and currently in 21st. He's right behind Dries Mudzi, I think his name is. Yeah, he's in a pack at the moment. I think. Yeah, it's just like I said earlier about Daytona. It's no matter where you are in the pack. There's always because of the slipstream, you're always bound to be in a battle with other cars around you.
Just wanted to give a big shout out and thank you everybody for tuning in to this one as well. We of course are live on 2 streams tonight as well. Over on the other side of our channel, there is Andrew Woodhouse and Lee Thompson bringing you the BSR Radical series. Obviously the BSR TC's Winter series out there. So thank you for supporting over there. And if you like what we're doing over here, well, please hit that like button, and you know, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button as well, because it's always good to get that following. And if you're feeling really generous, well, share the video out, get it out on social media. Let's get some eyes on this series, because really, apart from last season, the final round, this is the first time this series has been broadcasted, and it'd be nice to get as much exposure for them and us as possible. Oh, car on this onto the grass there. That's Steve Clays trying to come back through the pack. Currently he's -1 for the race, but of course we saw him in the opening laps losing absolutely loads of places, so down 10. So he's recovering to almost where he qualified now, Ryan.
Yeah, I was about to say he's round about where he qualified, and yeah, I thought Steve would have been. I'm not sure what happened to Steve at the start, but yeah, I thought he would have been right up there after the start, but. Yeah, it seems to be a bit of a quiet start for Steve at the moment, but he's slowly making his way back through the field. That's
another one.
Yeah, it's another position, or a freebie as I call it. He's slowly making progress back through the field.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened to BMW there. Just all of a sudden, got himself on the inside and got no drive, and yeah, he's going to end up losing 2 places. Yeah, not quite 3, although. Just for a moment, Bram did have a little luck. Decided it was better off waiting. See if he can get him on the run. Nice little pack there, actually. That little battle goes all the way up to 19th place. Oh, into the wall. Hard hit. That is Garcia as well. Don't. Yeah, now go. Okay. No, but, whew.
Oh, Jesus, that was...
I could see that being curtains for a moment there, and I nearly lost my voice because I was just like, don't. Dan McCauley into the pits, first guy to jump into the pits. But yeah, maybe we can get a little replay exactly what happened between those guys again.
So yeah, we're just like... Oh. Yeah, we're just looking at a replay of John McConville at the moment, who runs wide on the entry of turn 2, and not sure what happened after that.
Yeah, I think Sam's trying to give us what happened between the front runners, but for some unknown reason it's just not playing ball. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Just a bit of a 2-into-1 situation through there, and unfortunately, Javier coming off worst.
Oh.
You just watched that, but you knew what was going to happen, but you're still scared, weren't you?
Yeah, it's just. I thought Javier was going to cause a pinball effect there, but luckily he managed to hold the brakes and get it stopped. And yeah, I've had a few scary moments like that in my time around here, and yeah, it's not nice. As yeah, we look back up at ninth place, Chris Moretta at the moment, and just behind him is Steens Van Beul. So yeah, yeah, good battle between these guys at the moment, and it's yeah, GT3 cars proven it's proven why it can produce great racing.
Oh, now this I'm interested in. So, Van Buel versus Van Buel. One driver has gone up 5 places, the other's dropped down 6 places. So, yep, I sense that the family connection's drawing them together, so we can have some great racing. Let's see who's going to come out on top there. But we were at the moment. Look, we were looking at Moretta. He was trying to put the moves on Ian Roots just ahead of him as well. So, yeah, and there's a good side-by-side battle going on in front of those two as well. Trying to see who that is. I think maybe there must have been a back marker involved in there somewhere, because yeah. But yeah, Moretta for CMR Esports. He's got the run. He's definitely the driver that looks like pick up enough pace. But as the Simortal car does indeed move out the way, so I'm guessing that's probably Lee Deemer. Yeah, Lee out of the way. That's what that side-by-side was earlier on. And a much better run again through there. The BMWs all go into war as well on the back straight. 3 wide, use the back marker for a bit of side draft and carry the momentum through. Van Buel, he's going to lose another place if he's not careful here. Oh, look at the run.
I was going to say, can you try and get two cars on the outside? That's
Clays around the outside that we're looking at. Who got that run? The Dynamics logo on. Oh, a little wiggle there. A couple of cars actually out of shape, and all of a sudden they're just going to get absolutely mugged here as you've got Clays and Van Buren. Oh, so it's Roots around. Come on, guys, you don't want to hit the admin. You're getting penalty straight away. There's some race penalty coming for that. 20-second penalty. Stop and hold. Something's coming. The #1 person you avoid is the race. Is the admin of the league. That's for sure.
It was I was just about to say there's a car in the grass. I think it's Ian Roots who's escaped back to the pits, so he must have got a meatball.
Oh dear. Well, even worse. Either that or he's quit to the pits to hand the penalty out already. But Daleman, he's having a better race from what we saw earlier on, although he's still under a bit of pressure from the silver class drivers as well, of Andrew Hockley and Nick Schumann. So these guys really trying to battle it out. But Daleman in 4th place, he's up 5 from his starting position, just looking back from the diffuser at the moment.
What was got
see BMW can get a run. Bit defensive for Daleman. And I think this is what's kind of preventing him from trying to coast back up to the guys. They've made some places where obviously others are tripped over in front of him, but yeah, good move from Hockley, using the BMW. Knows that he can get the power, get these moves done if the car ahead hasn't got the slipstream. So good to see.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a good decision from Daleman not to fight Hockley too much, especially when we're only probably I think 16 or 17 minutes into the race, and it's like that the thing I always use when it comes to GT racing or GT racing or sprint races in a way. Especially it's the logic I use in the BSR MX-5. Only pick your battles and when to fight, and if it's early in the race, don't fight too much. Just kind of just settle down and see. Let the race pan out, and then towards the end of the race or in the last half of the race, just go for it.
Well, he's got the pace to stay there, so I've no doubts that you know, he'll be back later on. And of course, I think the Mercedes should be able to drive past the BMW just a little bit easier. You can see he's right on the tail. He decides not to go for it into the chicane. Yeah, I think that's probably the sensible thing to do. Just drop back a little bit through the chicane. We'll get a better run. Comes out of it around about 0.2 of a second. So I don't think it's going to take very long. Now, of course, what you've got to be careful of here is that you're far enough back that you can get a decent run, and actually Hopley moves up to the right, just allows Daleman through. And sensible driving there. They're kind of working much like a sort of, you know, a motorcycle, a cycle in peloton, where they work together to try and catch away a breakaway leader or something like that. You know, and there's time being gained there in that lap. They didn't hold each other up on the straight. They just gained the half a second with the slipstream overtake.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's kind of I think they're working together. This kind of they've decided not to fight or just work together and see how it goes. As we look back at the Van Buel way, the Van Buel family members, is they're close together, and I think yes, Steens is just in front of Ruben. So yeah, I just noticed as well. I think both of them are running the same livery. So yeah, surely it's got to be a livery from somewhere like Trading Paints or something like that.
Yeah, the only difference is the orange versus the red wing mirrors, isn't it? So, but could you guys not have chosen a colour a little bit further apart to give us a little clue? I mean, they look very similar from our little screens. So, but yeah, this is where they come back to me and say, no, actually they're the same. It's just your eyes, Alex, but which wouldn't surprise me at all. So, but yeah, Van Buel with the draft now of Moretta ahead, and we have seen that the BMW can get it done, and he's got the overspeed. Decides to back out of it for the moment, but I think if he can get a good run here, he'll be looking to try and get this move done. That'll get him up and into 8th place, which will be one heck of a good position to be in. He'd have 4 seconds to catch up to the next car, which is the tyre, so that's going to be a tall order. You never know when traffic starts to kick in. Might be possible.
Yep, as Steens has got a run on the outside of Hopley. Yeah, they head down into turn 1. What will Steens do? We decide to hold back or?
Oh, breaks him very early. His brother goes through.
No contact. As both of them spin around and.
Oh, it took all 3 of them out in the end. Well, that wasn't what they planned. Oh dear, this is not going to go well. Got cars coming through. Scrambling, trying to get back onto the circuit, pointing forward. Oh, yeah. We've recovered. Yeah. Well, perhaps they didn't break. Perhaps he didn't break early. Perhaps he broke at the right time.
As Steens is just pulling off now, so I don't know if he's got damage or if that was a bit of a rage quit.
Yeah, I don't think it would be a rage quit. I'm pretty sure that's damage there. That's unfortunate, really. They were super close there, having a good battle, and unfortunately, occasionally these things can happen.
Yeah. I don't think it was anything intentional there, but I think it was just one of those things where all 3 cars being close together, that something was going to give, and unfortunately something did give.
Yep, I agree totally with that. Bart Daleman then still under pressure, but from Nick Schumann's behind. Nick Schumann's hasn't been able to get in between these two. They keep exchanging positions. It's clearly what's happened again as Hopley's back in front. But once again, there we go. Just slipstreaming and doing now. What kind of difference is this making? Are they closing up to the guys ahead? Let's see what they've done lap times this time by. So they've just done, Daleman did a 143.4. while Boland did a 142.9, so it's not working. They're not catching up at all. The front few drivers are very, very quick. Slowest of those, actually, 143, was Gregory in second. So he's now nearly 2 seconds. No, sorry, he's nearly 3 seconds behind our leader as well. So that's yeah, that's quite a margin. So really am shocked by the gaps at the front. I thought, looking at the queue times, there were going to be nothing between them.
As we just look at the replay now to see what's happened. I think this is what Oh, hopefully I spun in turn one. I think he tried to make a move on Daleman, but he just got sideways over that bump, I think, and just around to went.
Yeah, I was too busy looking at timing screen and didn't see that, but yeah, so Hopley, with the mistake, that's not going to help him at all.
Yeah, I think we're just excuse me. I think we're just looking at Andrew Hopley. He didn't lose too many positions. He only lost about a couple of positions possibly, and yeah, he's still running seventh. So yeah, he's still in the race, and he didn't get any damage, and he managed to get it going again, and yeah, still inside the top 10.
Yeah, still seventh and still the top BMW looking at that as well. So lots of Mercedes, just like last week. And then we've got Dupin, who is our top Ferrari driver as well. Clays is moving himself up the order. Steve Clays up 8 spots. So once again, showing the race pace, but just not quite there in queue. Definitely need to get him up that front in queue. Get him to have a run for this lead. I think like he's got the pace. What did he do last time? Yeah, 144, so nowhere near the leader's pace, I have to say. But yeah, that could well be that he's just trying to make moves and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's yeah, looking at Israel Marin at the moment in 15th, and yeah, currently sitting second in class. So yeah, he's having a good run so far.
Sorry about that. Yeah, Pedro obviously leading the way in bronze class as well. Israel Marin, let's say for VRO, second in class. But what an incredible drive from those guys as well. Pedro up 18 places, and Marin up 14. And actually, Dries that we're looking at right now, he's at 23 places as well. Stuart Muscle White. Oh, someone in the background. I'm hearing it. Didn't see it. Someone's hit something hard.
Yeah, I just captured the car in turn one as
Stephen DeWolf, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's Stephen DeWolf. He spun in turn one and just nudges the inside wall. So yeah,
It just sounded way worse than what it actually was, but it hasn't helped the damage on the car, that's for sure. Look at that left front; that is pretty much had it.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some of the people at the moment. I think some of the people at the roundabout, the people like Dries in 15th. Yeah, he's having a good run at the moment. I mean, 15th. Probably 15th overall probably doesn't sound like much, but he's sitting second in class at the moment. So yeah, it's not all doom and gloom. If he can keep going and get a good run, try and gain some positions, then it always helps when it comes to class positions. So yeah, he's having a good run at the moment.
Dan McCauley's still the first driver to a pit, so no one else has gone. We're getting to that window, so now whether or not Dan can make it to the end of the race from there, but lap time wise, definitely that damage must be hurting him as well, because last time by a 145, so he's really struggling out there, is Dan. So as much as I'd like to say, oh, maybe it was a tactical pit, I don't think it was. So he's going to struggle to repeat what he did last week.
Yeah, it was unfortunate for Daniel because yeah, he had a good run at Silverstone last week. I think he finished in the top 3. I think so. Or I think he did finish in the top 3. Was bad. I should know this.
I think he was second.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think he was second or third overall. But yeah, he finished in second, and yeah, it was a good race by Danny. He showed good pace, and it's just unfortunate he's not been able to kind of repeat the same thing here this evening at Daytona. But yeah, he's still going at the moment, and he's slowly getting through the field as we look back up at the front at our leader, Yef.
Yep, we've just had pretty smooth sailing race really so far. He's got a bit of traffic that he's coming up now. I don't know how busy it is in front of him, but I imagine yeah, he'll want nice clean track for the rest of the race. When you start going through the back markers, that's where it can get a little bit more interesting. So Might be he might queue up his decision to jump in the pits a bit early. Perhaps get them done sort of in the pit stops rather than having to drive by them on the circuit.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm just like, excuse me, just looking back up at the looking at Yef at the moment. I'm just looking at the gap as well, and he's managed to build up a gap of around about 5.2 seconds. So yeah, he's managed to build up that gap.
Yeah, another really strong performance. Looks like it's getting relatively close again for second and third. Bolan must have caught back up over the last few laps. So yeah, 142.5 last time by, caught up a whole second last lap. So now has an opportunity to get a run. Does exactly that. Decides to go to the high line. Didn't have any choice really there, but around the outside just breezes straight by. And actually, it looked like Gregory basically got out of that. I think he just thought, well, I'm not going to lose excessive amounts of time battling here, so let's just give that position up and I'll fight back perhaps another lap.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're looking at second place Bob Boland as well, and not far behind him is Gregory as well. So yeah, it's a good battle for second place at the moment. And yeah, I'm just looking throughout the field at the moment. It seems to be round about the top 10, and the top 10 it seems to have spread out a little bit.
Yeah, the next closest, well, I say the next closest battle we've got, there is actually a battle going on between Woodburn and Bram in 20th and 21st right now. That seems very, very close on the timing screens. And thank you very much. We're up. And yeah, Woodburn just lost the place. Just having a look at Bram's kind of lap times. Well, actually, Woodburn was a 150.3 the last lap by, so yeah, really struggling out there all of a sudden. Not sure quite what he's done. But soon, that means 1.3 seconds, 1.1, yeah, 1.1 seconds back now. So yeah, issues for Woodburn, not able to maintain his pace that he had earlier on in this one. Possibly seeing a replay of why. Do you have a little moment that we're not seeing? Oh, yes, he did. Keep it out of the tyres. That's the important thing there. It's easy done. Just under braking, just get the rear to check out a little bit there, and you usually do end up in that tyre wall, and there's nothing you can do about it. So well saved by Woodburn.
Yeah, I have to say that, but the bus stop around here, especially. Yeah, I've done some races around here, and the bus stop is probably, for me anyway, it's one of the hardest corners to try and nail, but just because you're braking from such a high speed, and then you've got to get the car turned in. But if you carry too much speed into the bus stop on the entry, especially that left curve, and you take too much, and it can unsettle the car, and just you end up losing it. And if you see the wall heading towards you, then yeah, most of the time it's game over.
Yeah, it's under a little bit of pressure from behind, but I don't think actually they're racing. So that's obviously lapsed traffic there. We have reached the halfway mark, and nobody else has decided to jump in. I mean, last week it was like almost on cue. The minute we reached 50% race distance, everybody jumped into the pits. So yeah, everybody just holding out just a little bit longer this time.
Yeah, I was about to ask. Yeah, what would you do? What would you do around the track such as Daytona, with it being such a long track? Would you try and stretch out the field as long as possible and try and save some time, or if you were stuck behind someone, would try and duck in as soon as possible? Say maybe at the moment around about the 30-minute mark, or try and go to the 40-minute mark and then try and pit early and try and gain some track position. What would you do if?
I always like the idea of staying out as long as you possibly can, saving the fuel, and then just put in absolute minimum that you need. So should mitigate the actual stationary time. But yeah, it's not always easy to do that. Sometimes you want to have these battles. Yeah, I think as it is right now, most people have got gaps out there right now. So I think you know, if you feel like you can get in, get some fresh tyres and maybe improve that way. Well, we do have a pitter. and it is Ruben Van Buell, and he's come in from, well, currently in 12th, but he was in I think 10th place before he pitted. So yeah, first of the guys to jump in. I think we're looking at about a minute sort of pit lane time. So yeah, we've got a while to wait before he comes out, see what he does, if there's any difference in the strategy. There are some drivers that have been in the pits a little bit longer than that, but clearly they've took tyres and had some repairs and things like that. So here we go then. That's a pretty quick stop from Ruben. Total pit lane time 44 seconds. The other stoppers that we have had have been sort of 55 seconds for a pit lane time. So going really aggressive with the strategy, and let's see if that pays off for him.
Yeah, I was about to say it did seem like a short pit stop, so I don't know if I don't know if he's maybe just took probably less fuel than expected to try and maybe gain some track position when other people pit. But yeah, I know that there's some pit stop apps or fuel apps around that you can use to calculate fuel. So maybe he's just kind of just put the fuel in that's been calculated and that says that he needs, and it's maybe save some time that way. But yeah, I'll be interested to see if he can make it from here.
Yeah, I think using that sort of a tool, absolutely essential with these timed races. Try and get it absolutely bang on. But good race right now out there. And that's Crow plays and Antoine Dupin. So Simracersworld versus Dynamo Racing. And actually I think Antoine pulling a little bit away. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Clay's wanting to stay with him really through this section, use the advantage that Ferrari has through the corners, and then just try and hope that he's got enough straight line speed to get this position back.
Yeah, absolutely. Excuse me, we're just looking at this battle for ninth position at the moment, and between Dupin and Clays. There doesn't seem to be really that many battles at the moment, and apart from this one that we're looking at the moment. So yeah, I'm a bit surprised that it's not more bunched up at this stage of the race than I was expecting. But I guess with the accidents or the incidents we had in the early stages of the race, it's kind of affected that.
Yeah, possibly. Now, something is going on towards the front because Boland and Gregory have just exchanged positions. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. But all of a sudden there's been a change. Let's have a little look at it back. A replay. Going into turn 1, was there a mistake somewhere? Get a little out of shape. Yes, he did. Ooh. Just ever so slightly. Avoided the wall, but it was enough that Gregory was able to just drive straight around the outside, carry that momentum and pull away. So yeah, up and into second place for Gregory there.
Yeah, he's having a good run at the moment, Gregory. Also, Boland's having a good run as well. And yeah, Bart Daleman's having at the moment anyway a bit of a quiet race. He was in a battle with a couple of the guys in front of him, but yeah, he seems to have just decided at the moment just to let the race pan out and maybe just wait until the pit stops to try and gain some track position.
Yeah, quite possibly. What's interesting, of course, Gregory was second place earlier on in the race. He had that little moment, didn't he, and dropped himself. Well, he didn't drop himself, obviously, just got kind of overtaken by those 3 cars really, really quickly and went all the way down to the back of the lead battle. But with mistakes that have happened in front of him, he's regained second place. So yeah, he'll be happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just looking through the field as well, I think just looking at fifth place, Nick Schuurmans at the moment for Simracersworld. He's currently leading his class, currently leading the silver class, I believe, in fifth position. So yeah, it's a good run by Nick at the moment.
Yeah, Nick was quick obviously last week as well, and yeah, was initially down as a bronze, unless I'm mistaken. I'm sure he was last week, and yeah, he was walking away with that race, so I'm not surprised to see him in the silver class, and yeah, featuring really strong. I bet he wouldn't have thought, you know, this is 2 class wins in a row if he can hold on to it for another 20 yeah, sort of 22 and a half minutes. But what will happen next week if he wins silver tonight? Will they make him gold?
Yeah, I was about to ask. He seems to be, yeah, he just seems to be jumping through the classes at the moment. And I mean, I'm not surprised. Just watching him at the moment, I've watched watched him at Silverstone. He was really quick and he was right up there. So yeah, it's no surprise to see him leading the silver class at the moment. He's seems to be one of those people. Well, in GT cars anyway, from times I've watched him, he seems to be probably one of the quickest GT drivers out there.
Yeah, Bart Bauman, no slouch as well, so he's kept him honest all race long. So yeah, good driver. See some smoke from the pit lane. Does that mean somebody's blown up in the pit lane? Quite possibly. Yeah, someone is
Oh,
literally.
it's Steens Van Buel.
Yep.
So
So that was from earlier on, wasn't it? So, but yeah, the car obviously just overheated and gone bang. It's on fire. Get some men out there with the fire extinguisher. Where's the animated pit crew for that?
as yeah, we'll look at Antoine Dupin at the moment in ninth place. Just in front of him is Javier Garcia. Javier Garcia's managed to slowly get back into, or yeah, I think he's already been in the top 10, but I think he's slowly just he's been having a bit of a, in a way, I guess he's been having a bit of a quiet race. But right behind him is Dupin, and right behind Dupin is Kobe Capriles.
Of course, Javier was involved in that accident, wasn't he, earlier on in the race? The 2-into-1 where they were in sort of second and third place battling it out. So yeah, he definitely got the pace. Looking at his lap times, he's able to run sort of in the 143s, so not as quick as he was able to. So he is obviously carrying a little something as well.
Absolutely. Similar Kilmore just mentioned in the Facebook chat as well. It's been surprisingly calm so far. So he also says that let's see how it see how it spices up after the pit stop. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see when some of the front runners decide to pit as well. Do you think they'll try and go as on as possible and try and maybe pit maybe something like maybe under or just with 10 minutes remaining?
Yeah, I like to say, as long as they can eke it out, I think they'll go for it now. So makes sense. Just a few guys in, as you can see, none of the front runners at all. First person, Moretta in 15th that we're looking at now. We'll see how he stands. What was his pit stop time? He was stationary for 15 seconds, 38.35. So actually, that was even quicker than Van Buel was. So that's very, very quick. It just goes to show all those guys in the 1 minute pit stop times while they were definitely having some other issues that we didn't know about.
Yep, we'll look at Chris Moretta at the moment. We're looking at Ruben Van Buel and then Woodburn for in 8th place for Excite Racing. I have to say I quite like that skin at the moment. I mean, I'll probably sound cheesy, but pink is my favourite colour. So yeah, I'm out to like it.
That's all right. I know a lot of drivers that their favourite colour is pink. You're in good company. So, I was chuckling as well because as you were calling out the names of the drivers we were looking at, Samuli was definitely punking you a little bit there, changing it every time.
Thanks, Emily.
But yeah, Van Buel in 17th place at the moment. So yeah, not been the best of meetings for him. Like I say, he has taken a lot of fuel, lost position to Moretta. as well. So yeah, he's got his work cut out to him to try and salvage something, get back into that top 15.
Absolutely. Yeah, Benzo Mears has just posted in the YouTube chat as well, saying that on certain tracks you can just get the amount of fuel you need for the rest of the race if calculated well. If yeah, calculated well, which means that you can pit between the 10 to 50 minute window without losing too much time.
Yes, we could see people all the way up for another sort of 8 minutes as Stuart Musselwhite just runs a little bit wide, and that was in the sort of the second horseshoe there as well. So very easy done. Just corner really does sort of just tempts you to try and brake later and later, and you do it a little bit too much, and you do get you do get had. So another couple of pit stops happening right now then, and that is Marin and yeah, Pedro there as well. So not sure what's going on with Pedro's name on the overlay, but we'll try and sort that out.
Is yep, Bob Boland just headed into the pits from a third position. So yeah, the first of the front runners decides to pit and try and maybe possibly gain some track position or gain try and undercut people.
I say I'm pretty sure that. Right there, Woody.
Not really.
Ryan, over to you. We'll jump up and I'll be back.
Yep, no problem. Yeah, as we just look at Javier Garcia in sixth position at the moment, and in front of Javier is Anton Dupin in fifth position. So yeah, Bowen's the first of the front runners. Excuse me, the first of the front runners to hit the pits is. Yeah, just looking to see where Bowen came back out, and Bowen came back out in seventh position. So yeah, it looks like he didn't need to take too much fuel. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see when the rest of the other front runners decide to put. As yeah, Javier's just behind Dupont, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see when these guys pits, and just looking throughout the rest of the field as well. It looks like there's not really that many battles going on at the moment. So yeah, as it stands, it seems that everyone's just settled down. As yeah, Bart Daleman has moved up to second place at the expense of Boland pitting before him. So it'll be interesting to see when Bart Daleman and also when Nick Sherman's decide to pit. So yeah, it's good to see Nick having a good run as well in third position. And I'm just looking to see when these guys pit. As the race leader Gregory Varanx is in the pits from first place, and Dillman decides to dive into the pits as well. So does Nick. So yeah, the top three are in the pits together, and that will be interesting to see how much fuel these guys take. As excuse me, I just about cough. Yeah, Gregory's in the pits as well. It'll be interesting to see who comes out the pits first. As yeah, as Yef takes over the lead, and just look as Gregory leaves the pits first, and yeah, I believe he'll come back out in second place possibly, or it'll be close between him and Boland. As yeah, Boland is coming onto the exit of turn one, and it'll be interesting to see if he gets second position as Nick's heading out the pits as well, and yeah, Nick's heading out the pits back in fifth position, and yeah, that was seemed to be a good stop by Nick, and yeah, Bart Daleman's back in fourth position as well for Nomad Sim Racing, and yeah, it looks like Boland's in third position where he was just before the pit stops, and Gregory's came back out in second, and Yef is back in the lead. So yeah, it's everyone's came back out in the positions they were before. I think as yeah, Fernando Couto dives into the pits from 14th position, and yeah, it looks like I was about to say it looks like Fernando might have had possible wing damage, or yeah, a bit of bent wing damage is excuse me, yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Fernando comes back out. Yeah, he's dropping some positions, and yeah, it's Lee Woodburn dives into the pits as well. And yeah, it looks like we've got a battle for 19th position between Bran and Jeremy. As yeah, they gain a couple of positions due to the pit stops taking place. And excuse me, as yeah, these guys have gained a couple of positions, and yeah, not really much action going on track at the moment. And so yeah, as yeah, Boland's right behind Gregory as they head down into turn one. So yeah, we've got a battle for second position between Gregory and Bod, and I don't not too far behind these guys is Bart Dillman. So yeah, we could be on for a this is for Dillman. I'm not sure what happened to Dillman there. As yeah, we're just watching a replay of Bart Dillman head on the exit of turn one. It looks like he just caught the grass and got side. Oh, and he nuzzed the wall. Oh, that was unlucky for Bart. He was having a good run there, but he's managed to keep it going, and he's still in fifth place. So yeah, that was unlucky for Bart. He just caught the edge of the grass and just got sideways and nuzzed the inside wall. And what that has allowed Matthias behind him to do is close right up. So could be on for a battle for fifth position, and Matthias might just get a run on Bart as they head onto the bank end. As yeah, Bart, it looks like Matthias has got a run on Bart, and I think that damage could be affecting Bart a little bit. I'm just looking at Bart's car now. He's got some slight front left damage, and yeah, that was unlucky. As they head down into the bus stop, and it looks like yeah, Matthias has got as Bart runs wide at the bus stop. I think Bart might have Bart might have a meatball flag. So yeah, could be coming into the pits possibly. So yeah, just make sure you're aware who's behind you, Bart, just so you don't turn into them. As yeah, I think judging by Bart heading down there, he's got a meatball flag. So yeah, really unlucky for Bart. He was having a good run. As as I just about cough and steam again. My bad. Yeah, we're currently looking at this battle for 8th position at the moment between Dupin and Kobe Clays, and yeah, just looking at both these cars at the moment, it looks like the BMW seems to have just a bit of an advantage in a straight line, but yeah, the Ferrari seems to have a little bit more straight line speed as they head down into turn one, and yeah, it looks like both of these guys are decide to settle for where they are at the moment. As yeah, these guys have moved up a position at the cost of Bart Daleman having that issue of the inside wall on the exit of turn one, and yeah, Dupin's up into the 7th and Clays is up into 8th. So yeah, these guys are getting up through the field slowly, and yeah, also as well, just looking through the field that current leader is still Yef at the moment. Gregory in second, Boland in third, Sherman's in fourth, Matthias in fifth, Javier Garcia in sixth, Anton Dupin in seventh, Chloe Clays in eighth, Andrew Hopley having a good run as well in the top 10, and rounding at the top 10 is Chris Moretto. But yeah, it's all settled down now, and I think it's settled.
That's it. I pop my head away just for a quick couple of seconds there, and all of a sudden, yeah, everybody's pitted, so it all changed. Although I don't think the order has changed a great deal, has it? So yeah, the battle that was on for second and third still looking very, very similar, and like you say, that good little battle that of Dupin and Clay still going on as well. So yeah. Yeah, well, let's just hope that this follows through for the final 9 minutes of this race. Can't believe how quickly this race has gone. And yeah, we've had some good racing out there. Like I say, I was expecting something really close, really action-packed tonight, based off what we had at Silverstone. But they really have separated apart far, far easier. And it looks as though on the timing screen as well that Dupin just lost the place to Clays as well. So 7th and 8th, battling really, really hard while this battle is slowly starting to form up.
Yeah, absolutely. As yeah, Benson and Mears mentions as well in the YouTube chat that a lot of the solid, well, a lot of the bronze drivers are having a good run tonight. So yeah, it's good to see them. Good to see them doing well and being right up there in the having a good run and being in some good positions.
Yeah, I mean, let's just pick some of those names out. I mean, we saw Stewart going off earlier on, and he was class leader, I think, at the time. But yeah, he's up 26 places overall. So fantastic, yeah, fantastic race for him. Will he be able to close back up? I doubt it. He's got 7 seconds to try and regain that lead. So he'd have to pull out some absolute monstrous lap times. But yeah, who else have we got? 23 places for Trees as well. And yeah, some others that were up 16 as well. So we have had a lot of people obviously retire from this race as well. Looking at the people that are multiple laps down, you know, we've got from 28 to 41. So we have had a lot of retirees today. And Daytona not normally a circuit that I associate with high attrition. So yeah, very surprised by that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought with Daytona being such a big track, I thought, especially when you've got the wide straights as well, I thought there would have been like not as many retirements. But yeah, I'm quite surprised at the number of retirements we've got at the moment. I mean, I guess I guess just with turn one as well, when you're slowing right down in the early laps as well, it's always bound to produce a bit of like argy bargy or bumping and rubbing or just some incidents from time to time. But yeah, it seems to be on the exit of turn one. There seems to have been a lot of little incidents that have happened, and just people have retired. I mean, the Bart Daleman, for example, he was having a good run for most of the race, and just ended up catching a wheel on the grass in the exit of turn one, and just nudged the inside wall slightly, which unfortunately gave him a meatball flag.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate. There has been actually a few unfortunate crashes. Oh, what is going on around 14th, 15th, and 16th right now? Because there was a lot of changes that just happened all of a sudden on the timing screen. I saw a massive block of changes. So maybe we can get a little replay. Because Stewart, Russell White, he's dropped down 2 places there in the last sort of 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just looking at a replay now of Marin and also or Stuart Russell White as well as.
There we go. Oh! Wow, that was yeah, unexpected. So Stewart running just a little bit wide, and I'm not sure. I think it was Marin was running perhaps a little bit deep into the corner as well, and yeah, they made pretty heavy contact. But yeah, back live, and they're going Marin with that damage on his car, but it's not slowing him down too much, so that's at least a good thing. But yeah, how it can just change all of a sudden really late in the day. 3 cars getting into each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was a bit of a. I thought it was Stuart just going to run wide there, but yeah, it seems that someone else ended up running wide just as he was rejoining, just resulted in a little bit of contact. But yeah, luckily both cars are still going, and yeah, Stuart's having a good run at the moment. They currently sitting first, and fourth in class at the moment, so he's still going well.
Yeah, I think he'd be happy if he could get back into a podium. Of course, he was leading the class earlier on, so you know he had the opportunity for a class win. Never, you always kick yourself when you make those kind of mistakes. So
yeah, I think we've just got under. I think we've got about just under or 5 or 6 minutes remaining. I think of this race. So yeah, excuse me.
time goes flying.
Yeah, time flies by when you're having fun, as you say. Yeah, we're looking at Fernando at the moment in 19th, and yeah, Fernando. I don't know if he seems to. I don't know if he's had some issues in the race so far, but he seems to be. I thought he would have been further up in the pack, but
Yeah, yes. Down 7 places. So yeah, some problems for him. Not worked out exactly right. So he qualified relatively well. I haven't personally seen anything that's affected him. It's actually a lap down now as well, so yeah, And here is our leader as well. We haven't seen too much of him today, and that's always the problem when you're leading by an absolute mile. The cameras focus on the battles, and you get left out.
Yeah, it seems to be. Yef seems to have had not an easy run, I should say, but he's managed to just keep out of trouble again and just managed to just keep his head and to keep his focus when other people have just been getting caught up in incidents or caught up with his own. He's managed to build up a gap, and yeah, I think he's currently leading by about 10 or 11 seconds. So yeah, Yef has just been again just in and you could say in a league of his own.
Yep, I would say that's probably a fair assessment. Yeah, just nails the apex once again. A couple more times around. That's all he's going to need to do. But yeah, you can just see the gap on screen right now, 11 seconds. So very, very comfortable as well. And actually, the battle's really calmed down for second place as well. Boland, 3.5 seconds back now. So I'm wondering if there may be some fuel count gone awry there, and all of a sudden he's had to give up on that chase. But one of the closest battles that we've got out there right now is this one, and he's featured quite a bit tonight, has Anton. And yeah, so DuPont versus Clay's Dynamo Racing versus Simracersworld, just 0.2 of a second apart. Clay's having a little look, nothing into the first of the horseshoe corners. A particularly great exit for Clay's there as well. Ferrari not known for its acceleration, and still got a very, very good exit there.
Yep, as a excuse me, as we come on to the closing stages of this race, who would be your pick for driver of the race, Alex?
That's a good question. You know, I think I'm going to go for the 377 of Dries there, just because he's come up 25 places. I always like to see sort of like the underdogs, the bronze drivers, having a good race. 25 places, moved himself into second in class. That's a heck of a drive. We haven't seen too much of him on circuit, but sometimes I think those kind of drives get forgotten about, and definitely the biggest mover.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just looking at his battle for seventh place at the moment, and it looks like Kobe's got a run so he might be able to pick up position as ahead into turn one. But I think he might be planning for the last lap.
Ferrari's quick, isn't it? Very quick. I didn't hear a lift or anything there from Chris, so yeah. Ferrari definitely super slick in a straight line, but of course Dupin makes a great first corner. He's going to have to go for it. The 1 hour is up, so we are into the final lap of the race. Our leader is already half of the way around this lap, so not long to go at all. So, like you said, he's going to have to make it happen. Steve Clace into the pits. Obviously misjudged the fuel. And, yeah. Oh, well. What a disaster, basically. The last thing you want. Little splash and dash, and he's back out again. And, yeah, almost a lap down. But these three guys are all coming around to him right now. On that straight. I think he's going to be very clear, but here's our leader then, coming across the line. That's 2 for 2 for Yef. What a great run. Atomic Motorsports will be delighted. Thank you very much. They're saying 2 out of 2. Cannot go wrong with that. This battle that we were watching earlier on, though, for 7th place, Dupin and Clay's going to get the run. Definitely close enough. That gap is about 1/10 of a second. He's going to have to go on the high side to make it happen. Trying to stay in the draft. The Ferrari still winding up, though. Look at that. The speed of that Ferrari going to help him, even though that Clays was in the draft. There's absolutely nothing he can do. The Ferrari starts to pull away on the straights. Incredible. Great drive from Dupin as well. That was up 4 spots in the end for him as well. Another good battle that's going on out there as well, and that was Dries and Pedro. This is for the leading class, and Pedro is out of fuel. Can you believe it? Look where he is as well. He's miles away from the finish line. Surely he checked that. Cut the corner. Yeah, he needed to save it. You deserved to slow down. That's for sure. Wow. So yeah. Nick Schumann's doesn't. Yeah, he's not going to make it. Nick Schumann's wins the silver class, and it's going to be Dries that's going to come and take this one as well. 377 privateer from Belgium. What a great drive, and thank you very much for the class win. He says as well. Stuart Musselwhite as well will take second place. So bit of a recovery after leading there as well. So he'll be happy with that. But yeah, wow. What can you say? Just a couple of drivers just super short on the fuel, and yeah, it cost them a load of places as well. So Steve Clays and yeah, whew. Oh, good race, Ryan. I'm happy we're able to bring this one. Shame we didn't have the same kind of action that you had at Silverstone, but still a good solid drive from everyone out there.
Yeah, that was a still a good race, and I enjoyed commentating on that. It wasn't as action packed as it was at Silverstone, or close as it was at Silverstone, but yeah, there was still some good battles going on through the field, and yeah, it was good to see some battles going right down to the last lap and on the run up to the line, and yeah, it's I think yeah, hopefully it should be the same as the season goes on.
I have no doubts it will. So, right, we're just waiting for a few drivers to come in for an interview. Head yourself into interview waiting area 2 if you fancy popping in for a quick chat. We've just sorry, I just missed the gold results that were up on screen there as well. But yeah, just to quickly read through the silver one. Nick Schumann's wins 23.83 seconds ahead of Anton Dupin. That's Kobe Claes in third, Andrew Hockley and Jeremy Vessel's the privateer in fifth. Over to the bronze, and Dries Moody winning by 11 seconds in the end from Musselwhite, and then it was Pedro in third. We'll try and get your name corrected on the overlay for next week. I'm not quite sure why it's coming out like that. Israel Marin in fourth, and then Bram rounds out your top 5 in the bronze. I really wonder if we can just get gold back again, just so I can quickly run through that. Thank you very much. And yeah, leading from Gregory, and then Bob Boland, Matthias and Javier, your top 5 in class there as well. 43 seconds separate the top 5. I really did not expect that, Ryan, when we started this race. Looking at those practice times and those qualifying times, I expected them to be on top of each other after an hour. But of course, I have to say, the likes of a couple of drivers like Javier, you know, he looked like he was going to be able to stay with that pack, be much more involved, but there was a little coming together. So there's a few incidents that really separated that pack apart. So, but yeah, good race indeed. Right, I'm waiting for some people to come in for a little chat. Like I said, interview waiting area on the Discord. So we have got 2 broadcasts going on at the moment. I'm pretty sure Stevie Wolf is perhaps Stephen DeWolf at the moment. It's in the wrong chat, and obviously without the name being right, I'm a bit loath to pull you in. So Stevie, if that's you, head on into interview waiting area 2, just so we can confirm it is you, and then we'll perhaps drag you up for an interview. Let me try. Let me just have a quick chat. It was indeed, and we have gone and grabbed him as well. So yeah, Stephen, just tell us a little bit about your race today.
You could see it was over rather quickly, wasn't it? Just some bad luck. I think it was Sergio Souza who spun on the fast left-hander in the infield, and he hit me there. So yeah.
I mean, you know, a lot of space out there at Daytona. We were expecting a really close battles throughout the field. Just didn't really happen today. I mean, what was your view of the race as you were sort of looking on?
Well, I've had the leaders coming across a few times because of my repairs, so I think I saw a good fight between Gregory and Bod, and I think Eve had a quite commanding lead. That's as far as I could judge things from where I was on the track.
Yeah, I mean, has this helped you for your preparation for Daytona 24? Are you doing the Daytona 24?
Yes, well, actually, we have our complete team was here today as well. So that's Jochen Leenaerts, Luc Thijs, Jeremy, and Bram, and Kobe Klaas. That's Prism 3. So yeah, all 6 of us were there.
Awesome stuff. So yeah, hopefully some good prep, and obviously you know what to avoid in those opening laps as well.
Yeah, well, it was kind of weird. I was expecting it in turn 1 because it's kind of a bottleneck, but it actually happened in the infield instead. So yeah, I was quite happy with my start, but I was thinking, okay, that's good, and then that happens.
That's just the way it can be sometimes, you know. You just got
yes,
racing, isn't it? You just got to take the rough with the smooth. So, well, I wish you all the best of luck for the Daytona 24. I hope the team has some success there. And yeah, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to while you've got the mic?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, anyone you want to give a shout out to? Anyone you want to thank?
Well, actually, the entire organization, all the guys behind it. Mainly, obviously, Ian Roots and Gregory Branks and Anton. They are the driving forces behind this championship, and it's so much more fun than the regular official races. At least, you know, when something happens here, you know it's an accident, and it's not deliberate. It's nothing stupid. It's just a racing incident, and for me, that's the main reason to do this league. At least I know you get some proper racing. No wreckers and dive bombers and things like that.
Awesome stuff. Well, thank you very much for popping in and saying hello. I wish you all the best of luck. So, like I say, for the 24 and a bit better luck in next week's race as well.
Thanks a lot, Alex.
Thanks very much, mate. Cheers. Have a good one.
Bye.
Right, who are we going to get in next? I think we're going to try and get Bod in next. Mr. Boland, are you there? Hi, mate. Are you catching us in this booth?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to the booth. Welcome to interview time. I'm pretty sure last week when we spoke to you, you were indeed Bod Boland. So again, I'm not sure when you have the nicknames on Discord, so you have to forgive me. It's always useful to change. But how was your race tonight? So, I mean, third place. You must be happy with that.
It's Bram from the bronze class now.
Ah, well, you see, completely wrong. And this is, yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah, if you could just change. Well, let's switch up, change the interview over, and yeah, how was your race then?
I drove a little too safe in the start. Some guys passed me, and I was avoiding the crashes, and misbraked myself, and so I had to catch up with the whole pack. I made a lot of places back, but a few mistakes made me lose some places in the bronze class.
Yeah, well, I mean, up 10 places overall for the night. So you did a really good race. And like you say, if you're saying you had a few little incidents as well, 17th overall, I mean, that's a good run.
Yeah, that's one place better than last week, I think.
Oh, awesome show. I mean, the whole bronze class tonight looked very strong, actually, race pace-wise. You guys all seemed to move through the pack. Everybody else was struggling, getting involved in incidents, but you guys just doing your thing, just moving up. There was some really big movers tonight in that class.
Yeah, it was exciting to see each other coming back again. I had nice battles with Jochen and with Luc Thijs. We're also driving the Daytona 24 hours together this weekend.
Nice. Yeah, and so how much help has this little race been for like prep on that as well? Give you an idea what's going on.
That's a very good practice. Also for the fuel calculations and tire wear. But the weekends will be double stint, so a little bit more practice is needed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, indeed. So keep those tires. I mean, I think during the height of the day, like when the temperatures are going to be beaming, it's going to be very difficult. But you know, once the temperature really sets and the track really cools off, I think those double stints are going to be a little bit easier.
Yeah, we'll be okay. Our goal is to finish. We'll see what position it will be.
Well, you know, congratulations on a good race again tonight. Shame we couldn't quite get to the podiums. Maybe that's for next week. And if you can just get another place overall, get yourself up to 16th. That's the right kind of direction. That'll be a good job. But before we let you go, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
I will thank Steven for giving me the room. He's a lot faster than me, but he had a few incidents, and he told me to not worry about the back, just look in front of me. So I get to take my own pace and to catch some people back.
Great stuff. Thanks very much for popping in. And yeah, sorry about the confusion with the name there. But yeah, just if you could change your nickname, that would be great for next week.
Okay.
Thanks very much. Well, we're going to have one more, I think, for a little chat, and that's going to be Andrew Hopley. Andrew.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. Nice and easy. We know exactly who you are.
Yeah. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. How was this afternoon's race?
Ups and downs. Plenty of ups and downs. Actually, just came in for the interview to represent Bod, deciding that he couldn't muster up the courage to come for an interview. But I do believe he's just popped onto the Discord server, so you might be able to catch up with him.
Should we bring him in as well?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Do a bit of a double team. So
Bod?
yeah, Bod.
Hello, Bod.
He's gone all shy.
He is there. He's just hiding.
But I mean, just while he's getting himself sorted, Andrew. I mean, good race from yourself, 4th in class, 9th overall. I mean, what were you hoping for in the race? I mean, down 1 from your qualifying position, so you had good quality out there.
Yeah, we put together on the qualifying sessions to try and muster up a bit of draft to push ourselves up the grid a bit. So probably a little bit out of position for my true pace. But yeah, had a great start. Was working closely with Bart and Nick, just trying to push ourselves back up to that lead pack. But ended up having a bit of a spin into turn 1. Didn't get any damage, recovered back into P7, bit of a boring race from there, and then unfortunately made the mistake of not clearing the tyres for the pit stop, so that put me back another 3 spots. But kindly, the team owner, Chris Moretta for CMR, let me past, and I put a bit of a charge on to try and catch the pack that was in front. But yeah, they were phenomenal pace considering the length that they'd run on those tyres. I was really struggling to catch them. So
I've asked sort of everybody else, you know, about how much, you know, just even like this little hour race can sort of help you in terms of prep for the Daytona 24. Is that something you're going to be doing? Are you looking forward to that? And you know, does it give you a bit better insight now you know what these guys are going to be like on the old tyres?
Yeah, no, CMR are entering 2 cars into the Daytona. We're running a GT class and a GT3 class. Both me and Bod will be in the GT3. In terms of preparation for it, though, obviously running the BMW and SRW League, the DynamiXX League, it's a little bit difficult prepping for both. We're running obviously you can only run the Mercedes or the Audi in the Daytona race, so I'm sure those guys are getting more benefit out of it than I was. But yeah, just putting laps down, I guess.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Well, I don't think we have Body jumped out of the channel again, so we'll leave you there, mate. But any last sort of final thoughts or shout outs that you might want to do?
Yeah, well, big shout out to Bod getting on the podium, where he deserves to be. He's put in the time. Great team member, plenty of practice. Love practicing with the guy. So yeah, well deserved podium for him. So big shout out to Bod.
Awesome stuff. Thanks, mate. Have a good one. All the best at Daytona 24, and we'll catch you next week.
Cheers, buddy.
Right, Ryan, I think that's just about us done for the night. Thank you very much for coming in and working with. Thank you very much for Sabuli on the cameras as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to next week's show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been good fun. Pleasure as always to commentate with you, Alex, and also good fun working with Sabuli on the cameras. And yeah, looking forward to next week. I've no idea where we are next week, but yeah, it's been good fun commentating on the series so far, and I'm looking forward to commentating on the series. On the rest of the races this season.
Yeah, I think, like I say, with the way the series is shaping up as well, it's going to be difficult to get to the front. But I tell you what, all the class battles do look quite interesting. So I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what's going on. Just checking to see where we are next week as well. So just give me a second. When just waiting for the site to come up so I can see where we are. So apologies, just while I pad, and then we'll wrap up. You know when you want a website to load nice and quickly, and it just won't. You know, it's just like, no, I know you want it. Oh, you want it now, but you're not going to get it right. It's Monza next week. So, yeah, wow. And we thought we were going to have big draft packs here. Well, that's going to be a completely another story. So that's going to be an interesting one. That starts on the 24th of January. And, yeah, that is going to be a great race. So please, if you've enjoyed tonight, come back and check that one out. And don't forget to like the broadcast and subscribe to the channel. But from myself, from Ryan, from Smooly, from everybody at the Simracersworld GT series, it's a good night, and we'll see you again next week after Daytona 24. All the best, guys. Have a good one.